Greetings and good health. I am Dr. Jerica Sarko, a pediatric and family wellness chiropractor. This is your Lifeline to Vitality, where we discuss ways to cultivate family wellness. On this edition of your Lifeline to Vitality, let's discuss the differences between artificial and natural. Artificial and natural. We hear and use these words a lot in our day-to-day lives. But what do they mean? Natural. Natural means existing in or caused by nature, not made or caused by humankind, coming instinctively to a person or innately. Artificial. Artificial means made or produced by human beings rather than occurring naturally, typically as a copy of something natural or not existing naturally. To summarize, natural means produced by nature, artificial means produced by humans. Defining what constitutes a human in this day and age deserves its own podcast episode, so let's just stick with defining nature. Nature. Nature is the creative and controlling force of the universe, that which produces and controls all the phenomena of the material world. So nature is the source that creates and organizes everything. What is the source? I guess that depends on what you learned in Sunday school. To some, it's called God, to others, Jehovah, Shiva, Allah, Spirit, Mother Nature. But please don't misconstrue the source as being something strictly religious. Albert Einstein even coined a term for that mysterious something floating in the ether. He called the source of nature the field. Whatever the name, it has the characteristic of being organized energy. D.D. Palmer, the discoverer of chiropractic, called this organized energy universal intelligence. In 1895, D.D. Palmer wrote, "As the intelligent energy that operates the human machine is derived from an infinite source, the universal intelligence." R.W. Stevenson, D.C., later took the writings of D.D. Palmer and B.J. Palmer, D.D.'s son, and formed the chiropractic principles, starting a priori with the major premise: a universal intelligence is in all matter and continually gives to it all its properties and actions, thus maintaining it in existence. It must be noted that just because chiropractic accepts the world as intelligent, it doesn't make chiropractic a religion. Most religions make this observation of intelligence, but then take it a step further and give it some sort of personality. Joseph B. Strauss, D.C., put it this way: "It's important to remember that the chiropractic concept of a universal intelligence is a principle of organization. While it may share some of the attributes of God, omnipresence, and immutability, the concept of God has the characteristics of love, justice, righteousness, and personality, none of which are a part of universal intelligence." Speaking strictly as a chiropractor, I can look around the world and make the observation that it is organized and intelligent. The sun will always rise and set. Gravity will cause the keys in my hands to drop if I let them go. The nervous system always controls the functioning of the human body, and a million other observations. Some might argue that we are a product of nature, and so what we make must be good, if not better for us. But it's important to remember this one simple fact that was taught to me by my mentor, Dr. B.J. Kale. The product is always less than the producer. The definition of artificial tells us that we can try and copy nature by artificial means, but is a copy ever greater or better than the original? Some definitions of nature will even try and remove humans from the equation, saying that we have no influence or are not influenced by nature. But the truth is, we are a product of nature, so no matter how hard we try, we will never improve the products produced by nature. And since we are a product of nature, nature will always reign supreme. So, is artificial or natural better for you? When something is presented to you as artificial, is it regarding your particular needs? What do you need with regards to your healthcare? Artificial muscle stimulation? Artificial chemicals packaged into a pill? Artificial flavorings and ingredients in your food? I think it's important for us to get closer to the source. Getting closer to the source, whatever it might be in, our food choices, our relationships, our healthcare, the better off I think we will be. Our current materialistic society has tried to separate us from nature by saying that nature is the world as it exists without human beings. And since it's separate from us, we don't need to follow its same rules and regulations. But don't forget that we are indeed a product of nature. And as a product of nature, we can benefit most from that which nature provides. The most natural form of healthcare I can think of is chiropractic. Chiropractic is based on things natural. The definition of chiropractic states that chiropractic is a philosophy, science, and art of things natural, a system of adjusting the segments of the spinal column by hand only for the correction of the cause of dis-ease. Chiropractic is about letting the source within be expressed at its greatest potential. How is this done? Well, the nerve system is our body's source for connecting to our environmental source, the world around us. The nerve system controls every movement we make, everything we sense and feel, and regulates every bodily function. The main control center for the nerve system is the brainstem. The brainstem runs all the way down to the first and second cervical vertebrae or bones of the neck. The brainstem contains all the nerve tracts that control every organ and gland of the body, such as the heart, lungs, kidneys, liver, and skeletal muscles. The brainstem connects the brain to the rest of the body. So when we talk about the source of the nervous system, the brainstem is the true source within us. It connects the brain to the body and the body to the brain. The main concern of mine at Ohio Specific Chiropractic is with the vertebral subluxation. When the two top bones slip and get locked out of normal alignment, the channel through which the brainstem resides gets smaller in diameter. The smaller diameter compresses and irritates the brainstem and surrounding tissue. This compression affects the brainstem and its ability to send functional information out clearly. This is called a vertebral subluxation. As an analogy, let's visualize your aorta. Your aorta is the largest artery in your body. Now let's visualize your aorta with a rubber band wrapped around it. It's safe to say that your aorta would not be functioning at its greatest with this added pressure around it. The same can be said with what a vertebral subluxation does to your brainstem. This added pressure on this delicate nerve tissue disrupts its ability to function. If the brainstem can't function properly, the body as a whole cannot function properly. This disruption over time can create abnormal conditions and lack of health. What can be more natural than to let that which connects us to nature be expressed at its greatest potential? This is what we call the chiropractic connection. Thank you for listening. For even more information on how chiropractic can benefit you and your family, please check out my website, ohiospecific.com. That's OHIOSPECIFIC.com. Until next time, remember to keep your head cool, feet warm, and your mind busy.